Welcome, metalheads, to another night of Bullshitting with Bob, right here on Brutiful Metal Radio. In the studio tonight via phone, I have with me Gene, if I can pronounce your name right, Macazan?
Macazan.
Macazan? Gene Macazan, the shredding fucking guitar player from Incite. Welcome to the show, brother.
What's up, man? Feels good to be on your radio.
Man, thank you for taking time out and come here and bullshit with us. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Stay on the bullshit anytime.
Now, you just came off tour with Incite recently, and I was looking at your schedule, man. You guys were like all over Europe from, what, September 2nd till October 16th, right?
Yeah, we just landed in Amsterdam. Just out there for 7 weeks, covering as much as we could. Almost got all of Europe. There were still a couple places untouched, but we'll be back for them.
So, what was your experience like, jamming in Europe? It's pretty cool?
Oh, God. So much culture, it is a whole other world out there, just seeing all kinds of stuff, seeing so much every day. It's overwhelming at first, and then I just tried to let it all soak in, It was just amazing. Everything, the buildings and all that, the old school Gothic architecture and all, it was so awesome. Really, it was, breathtaking.
But now, people that's never been to Europe, I was in the Army. I was stationed overseas for 4.5 years. I lived in Germany for 4.5 years. And, you get used to it after a while. I mean, all these buildings, like 1,000 years old and shit. But for people that have never been, I mean, it's really overwhelming because you see all this stuff and some of it's, 1,000 years old. And, we think we have old stuff here in the U.S. We don't. I mean, not till you get over there and you see churches that are, from 900 A.D. And it's like, holy shit, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those stuff out in Greece and all those, sculptures and all that. And the Arc de Triomphe in France. I saw that. We passed right by it going on the way to the Eiffel Towers. Holy shit. It was so massive. It was like you had to go down the street just to get a full view of it, When we were trying to get pictures of the Eiffel Tower, Luis Brutiful, my bass player, we got to the Eiffel Tower, we had to run all the way across the bridge, a mile down the road, just so we could get a full frame picture in our camera. It was that huge. It was just monstrous.
And we were talking about, the Eiffel Tower and things like that, and the enormity of it.
Yeah, so much metal.
First time I went to the Eiffel Tower, it was wintertime, and they wouldn't let us go all the way to the top. So we were able to go to the second story, and man, you're halfway up, and dude, it's still fucking high as shit.
Yeah. We went in the nighttime. We were going to go in the daytime and do all that fun stuff, but we had so much going on during the day. Singer, he was running the merch booth and all. We just decided we were all going to tag along for the ride to the Eiffel Tower after our show, so we could see the tower all lit up at night and stuff. So beautiful. It was just, should I say, so beautiful. It was just insane. Nothing like it.
Well, what did you think about the European crowds?
The European crowds?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I gotta say, they're giving the rest of the world a run for the money. I mean, I haven't seen the rest of the crowds in, Australia or South America yet, but, did the U.S. tour before Europe, and, U.S. versus Europe, I'd say they're giving the Americans a run for the money, and the crowd performance and everything was just nuts. They just loved every second of it. They were jumping, headbanging. We didn't catch them singing along to some of the Incite songs. It was just awesome. They're just kicking ass every night. Endless.
Now, Incite is made up of... Let me get back to this thing over here. Of course, you got Richie in the band.
Yes.
And for those of you out there that don't know who Richie is, he is the son of Max and Gloria Cavalera, correct?
The stepson? Yeah, but, it's all family, one way or the other, however you want to draw it out.
Now, how was it playing shows with, Soulfly? Was it pretty cool?
It was, man, cool is an understatement. it was an honor to be touring with Max Cavalera, you know, all of Soulfly in general, just, you know, being under their wing and stuff. It's, you know, like I said, for me it was an honor. It's just unbelievable. Like, the whole US tour, I was just trying to process that in my mind. I was like, am I really on tour with Max Cavalera and Soulfly? It was incredible, you know. I never even fathomed any of that before, you know. Before I was just working in the Dunkin' Bakery here in Arizona, and so we got thrown onto the road, and, you know, meeting all these people, and surrounded by everybody, all these people that have accomplished so much, you know. It was just insane. It's an intense feeling.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm having to open up something else on the computer here. Here we go.
I was like, still late?
No, it didn't drop out again this time. It's just being a bitch today. I think I need to put a tampon on it or something. Oh, yeah, it's being a pain in the ass. Here we go, finally. Okay, of course you got Richie, and you got Zakk on drums, and you got Luis on bass, and of course you on guitar.
Yep, that's correct.
I did pronounce Luis's name correct, right?
Luis Marufo, yep.
I don't know, I'm really bad with names, bro.
It's all good. It's all good. You know, some of us got some crazy names.
Now,
me and Luis are probably the most technical as a band.
how did you end up getting linked up with these guys?
How did I end up getting in the gig with them?
Yeah.
But like I said, you know, I was just working here in Arizona at the bakery, and one day I woke up, got on my Facebook, I got a message from a friend who I'd like to give a shout out to and thank very much, because, you know, without her, I probably wouldn't even be here on the radio or doing any of this. You know, her name is Janelle LaBarbara. Janelle LaBarbara.
Right on.
Shout out to you. And she sent me a Facebook post. She told me to hit up this guy. You know, she dropped his email address. His name is Matthew Ramirez, and I got in touch with him. And he said that there was a band looking for a guitar player, and wanted to know if I was interested in auditioning. So I told him yeah, and then he told me, you know, he didn't let me in on anything yet. He just told me to look up this band, you know, Incite. And I was just like, you know, it struck me real quick. I was like, hey, I know that band, you know, because I'd seen them last year at the D-Lo Memorial Festival with Soulfly. They were playing at the Marquee Theater here at Tempe. And, you know, I thought they were pretty cool. And then it just all that just came flashing back to my memory. And then he had me audition one of the songs. He wanted me to play, record, and send him a video of me playing the song Army of Darkness. And then I learned it, like, you know, 2 hours, recorded it, then I sent it back to Maddie. You know, he liked it, he was interested, he sent it to the band, they dug it, and he had me learn a couple more songs. And, you know, I just kept on with this. Eventually, he had me meet the drummer, Zakk, soulfully, instead of an audition, and we met up, jammed, you know, showed him a little bit of my own stuff, and showed how I could play their stuff. And then, you know, they had me sweating out for a couple weeks. You know, I just waited, and I was like, it was just the longest wait ever. And, what was it? I get a text back. I get a text. And they told me I made it, and I was at work when they told me, oh, my heart dropped. I was like, oh my God. And so, I was going to tell my parents, this is the funny part, I was going to tell my parents, but I was just thought to myself real quick, I was like, when news this big, I just can't give it to them straightforward. So I punked them. I punked my parents. I lied to them. I told them I did make it. I told them they had found somebody else who was more tour ready. They just liked the other guy better. And I was like, you know, I just had to put on a sad face. It was so hard, you know, to act like that and act like I was disappointed and stuff. On the inside, I was just exploding with excitement. It was hard. Then I got home and I had my girlfriend. She made this like poster board. I had her made it for me and put a message on there. Can't quite remember what it was. I have to paraphrase it. I had her write on the poster board and said, I think it was like July 31st. I'm gonna spread my wings and let my soul fly with Incite. Just had the soul fly pun in there and stuff.
Oh, right on.
I hung it up. It was like 3 in the morning. I hung up the poster board, put it in front of my app and my guitars and stuff. And then next morning, my mom comes out. She sees it. And she's all so confused. And she was like, "What the hell?" She's like, "I thought you didn't make it." And then she just sat there, came to a realization. She's like, "Son of a bitch, you lied to me." And I wake up the next morning. She was all like, she's like, "I'm pissed off at you." You know, she was just laughing, same time hugging me and stuff. And she's like, I lost sleep that night because because I thought you didn't make it. I was like, when there's that big, I can't give it to you straightforward. And my dad was just, trying to play it off. He was like, "You were lying the whole time." I was like, "You didn't know that." I was like, "You didn't know shit." It was fun. It was just fun. And yeah, so then we told the family and everything. Everybody was congratulating me and all this and that. Got ready. Bought new equipment and all this and that. Invested like $600-700 just to get ready for the U.S. tour. Shipped out, started kicking ass.
Right.
So now that's how I got the gig.
Well, speaking on that, what kind of gear do you use?
What kind of gear? The U.S. tour, I was using a Line 6 tube amp, tubes by Wylde. I don't know the wattage, I can't quite remember at the moment. That's what I use for the U.S. tour. And I play game guitars.
Oh, right on.
If you look at the photos on my Facebook or on the Incite Facebook, just the pictures of us on the road, you'll see I'm playing, Dimebag Darrell, View from Hell, the lightning bolt guitars. I'm playing this other guitar, the discontinued model called the Warbird. Basically, like I said, I play game guitars, and I was playing the Line 6 amp for the U.S. tour.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Line 6 myself.
Yeah, you play?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's more around the house now, but yeah, I still jam. But yeah, I got a Line 6 Spider 3 a few years back, and you get a lot of bang for your buck on that one. I like it. You get a lot of different sounds.
Yeah, the one I'm playing with now is my personal favorite out of all the Line 6 models. That and the Spider 1 distortion on both the amps, just so raw, so nasty.
I know, right?
Favorite models out of that.
It sounds like somebody scooped it about the gutter and just threw it through the speakers. It is nasty.
What's that?
I said it sounds like a sound that someone just scooped out the gutter, and threw it at you. It's like, here, put this in your ear.
Open up a can of Chunky.
Let me get back to this other page.
That's what we look for, man.
Now, you guys are working on another CD right now called All Out War, and it should be released November 20th.
Yeah, the new album's already done. Already been to the studio and stuff. And it's actually the old guitar player's work. His last work before he left the band. And I stepped in as soon as he left, to help Incite finish the tours and all that. Pick up and keep moving on. But yeah, the new CD, they already finished it, and it's coming out November 20th. I think that was worldwide, yeah. It's everywhere in stores November 20th, All Out War.
Man, I tell you, I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, man. I'm not even going to say nothing, because, any other band that you ask about the new work, of course they're going to tell you it's killer, or let you be the judge, I listened to it all, learned some of the tracks as I was going on tour. It was nasty songs, man. Personally, for me, I just loved it. And I think, Incite's going to blow up with this one, and it's going to catch everybody's attention, and there's going to be a bigger following.
Hell yeah.
Going up from here. Puts more pressure on me too, because it's great work for the old guitar player before he left, and it's just put more pressure on me for what's going to come next. How am I going to top this? Bring Incite in a more raw direction. There's a lot of feelings going off in the mix, and it's just, I love it. I wouldn't want to have it any other way. I like the challenge.
It's pretty brutal, though.
Oh man, just brutal. Brutiful,
It's Brutifully Beautiful. Beautiful.
The opening track, the Aftermath is called. Yeah, you guys are gonna like it a lot.
Right on.
Definitely, it's definitely got its own original crisp sound, and just stuff going on from there you haven't even heard from anybody else except here.
Now, is it gonna be have a lot of groove in it, or is it more just kind of balls out?
There's a lot of course, there's a lot of balls out songs on there. There's one on there that's it's like a little bit calmer, but it's still heavy. We just did the music video for it, and we've been showing it to everybody else in Europe, getting the maps for the new CD. And the song is called Hopeless. And like I said, we just did a music video for it and everything. We'll be promoting the hell out of that song, especially as the rest of the album. And, it's, like I said, it's a lot calmer. It's still maintaining its heavy elements, and it's real catchy, the lyrics and everything, and the chorus. It's all around great song, and it's got a killer solo in it. And it was made to reach out to more people, to attract a more diverse audience.
Oh, awesome. Diversity is always good, man, because sometimes you don't want to just hit one demographic. You kind of want to spread it out, because that's going to boost your album sales.
Yeah. Don't want to just keep putting out the same old, A lot of people like to hear some familiar tones from a band, each time they put out an album, which is fine, There's always going to be a little bit of familiar tone, but there's always going to be something new. That's what you got to do to grow as a musician. Always got to challenge yourself, create new stuff, take what you learn, keep practicing the basics, because the basics are the best lessons you're ever going to have. And, you never stop learning, you never stop growing. That's the plan.
Now, let me ask you, how long have you been playing guitar?
I've been playing for 6 years.
Oh, wow. Well, shit, that's pretty good. 6 years and on tour. Congratulations, brother.
I guess it was just being in the right place at the right time,
That's what it takes, too,
Badass all day, but it's like, some people just cannot seem to catch a break.
Now, I'm looking at the roster of wherever all you guys played. I'm also seeing a picture here on your Facebook page that you guys played some shows with Napalm Death as well. How was that?
Yeah, we did that one in Wolverhampton, UK, I believe. Oh, yeah, it was awesome. Was it the grindcore legends? They were just great. It was an honor to play, share the stage with them, and we went up into the audience, just like blended in with the rest of the crowd, watched them kill it, and it was awesome.
Yeah, those guys, man. Yeah. I've been fans of them for years. Now I'm looking. Y'all played quite a few shows in Germany. Y'all played some in Denmark. How was Oslo?
Norway?
Yeah.
It was great. There's how do I describe Norway? Trying to find a special word. Trying to find a special, unique way to describe each different place we've been to.
I don't know. In my mind, like Oslo is like the center of black metal. You think of Mayhem and Demu and all these kind of bands coming out of there. Emperor.
Yeah.
And you always think that all the metal fans will show up, in corpse paint and full leather spikes and ready to go burn churches.
Yeah, we saw a couple of those guys, get laced up like that. They had spikes and on and shit. It's real extreme, and we still appealed to their taste. We still got them moving too, even with our music, we're not black metal and all that, but they were still grooving and having a great time. And, we always hang out at the merch booths, and they came up and it was an amazing show. It's awesome. Give props back to them, like, hell yeah, you guys were awesome crowds and all that. And they were great. They liked what we had to bring.
Man, I'll tell you, that's one place I would love to go to. Would be like Norway and Finland and stuff like that. Again, you know, like we were talking earlier about Germany and, you know, the rest of Europe, Eastern Europe, or excuse me, Western Europe. You know, the architecture and just the age of everything. I would love to go up there and just see where the Vikings came from. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's cool because that made me think about the Vikings, because we were riding a ferry to Finland, and I took a picture of this like evacuation sheet thing, and it was called the Viking evacuation sheet. I was like, oh man, they made some Vikings and stuff. It was cool because it was so much, you know, shit you ain't gonna see anywhere else on the planet. They're just they embrace their culture so much. It's really cool to see, you know, true authentic culture. You know, to just put this in, you know, in like a serious evacuation form for Vikings.
I know, right? That'd be fucking badass. Now, I've got to ask you about Germany. Whenever you were there, did you get a chance to sample any of the beer?
Oh no, I stayed sober like the entire tour. I mean, I did sample one of the beers in Germany, though. I don't remember the brand name of it, though. My drummer, he handed me some beer, and he was like, taste this. And, you know, it was actually really good. You know, it was one of the lighter drafts, too. I think it was Pilsner or something.
Yeah,
I can't quite remember the name, but it was actually pretty good. I dig the taste.
Tell you, that's the one thing I miss about Germany is their beer. I fell in love with one called Hefeweizen, which is a heavy wheat beer. But the pills over there are good, too. It's like every town, too, man. They got like 4 or 5 breweries right in their own town.
Yeah. It was, what was it, in Ireland, I believe. Man, it's like almost every stereotype, you know, about the Irish culture was, you know, true. You know, these guys love to drink, they love to race and party, and it's so full of life. And everywhere I went walking through the city and stuff, like almost every couple of like stores or almost every block I covered, you cannot go by without seeing a Guinness, you know, beer logo.
Wow.
It was awesome, you know. I was like, man, these guys are really serious about their party supplies, serious about their beer.
I'm looking through some more. Let's see. Y'all played, of course. So I'm looking at toward the end of the tour. Y'all played Munich, of course, Vienna. Then y'all finished the tour in Bochum, Germany. Is that it?
Yep. Yeah, Bochum, Germany.
And that's all in southern Germany and what's considered Bavaria.
Say that again.
So, tell me some stories from the road. Well, what was some of the highlights? What were some of your favorite gigs?
Some of my favorite gigs.
Every one of them?
What?
I said every one of them?
Oh, man, like I said, everybody kicked ass, and it's really hard to decide. One that keeps coming back to mind, though, was in Berlin, Germany. I mean, we just did so much of that day, because that's where we went and visited the Berlin Wall, and we did a couple of shots there for the music video for our singer Reggie. He did most of his
right on.
parts there for the video. It was so, you know, a rare opportunity to get to do that, and it was, you know, especially for me, you know, coming in all this out of nowhere, I was just like, wow. You know, I definitely did not take it for granted. I was just like totally grateful to get to do that and film music video there and all that. And we did that, and we recorded more music video footage at the Columbia Club in Berlin. And then the same night, you know, we recorded a live DVD of our performance, as well as what Tom did, you know, one of the Max's Kids band. They got to film a live set of theirs as well as we did. And just put on a show like no other just for it. And everybody lost their minds. It was just awesome. That was definitely one of my favorite ones. One of the places because of how eventful the day was, you know, and how great the people were. And that feeling I just got that day was intense.
Okay. Things are going funny over here. Here we go. Okay. I'm telling you, man. So, if people go to an Incite show that's never been, what can they expect from one of your shows?
They can definitely expect an original act, you know, something that needs to be brought back, and what we're trying to bring back, you know, that good old ass-kicking vibe, you know, that everybody likes to relive, that, you know, lived in the 80s and whatnot, you know, the thrash metal scene and stuff, just bringing back that old school feeling and, you know, giving them a hell of a show.
That's what I like to hear, man.
Say it again?
So that's what I like to hear. Now, something I've noticed in, you know, years back, metal separated, became all these different subgenres. And I grew up during the 80s, you know, when metal was at its, you know, heyday, in the arenas, you know, MTV was actually playing music back then. Real music. But I've noticed, you know, after everything kind of, you know, divided, a lot of bands now are starting to bring, you know, a little bit of this sound and a little bit of that sound and try to combine it back to a more core metal sound. You know, and I'm really enjoying it, you know, that you're saying that, because it just makes it, you know, in my mind, it makes it better for me, because I think it, when everything divides, man, you just get so much, you know, non-unity between bands and between fans, that if everything comes back together as a metal act, there'll be more unity, and it'll be brought back to the way, you know, metal was in the 80s, which I would love to see.
How I look at it, how I felt about that with all these, you know, millions of genres. You know, metal is the most, like, diverse genre out of every kind of music, and there's so many subgenres of all, you know, black deathcore, technical progressive death metal, and all this and that. You know, it's great in a way, because, you know, however anybody hears their music and how they want to create it, then do it, you know, embrace what you feel on the inside and create something new, create, you know, show everybody your expression, you know, it's a beautiful thing. But at the same time, you know, looking at the pros and cons, looking at the bad side of all that, you know, how people take it, you know, it's like they're treating it like a gang, you know, like there's like segregation, people just all like, that's, you know, fuck your version, you know, fuck what genre you listen to, you know, it's all about metalcore, it's all about deathcore, or grindcore, this, that, you know, going all day, everybody just, you know, it's like a gang, everybody ganging up on each other, joining teams, and, you know, split farther apart from each other, you know, metal's metal, you know, it's trying to look at it, you know, everybody gotta stop, you know, the segregation, hating on each other's music and stuff, but, you know, how, whatever they feel, I understand, you know, I listen to so many different genres in there, I just love every bit of it. And, you know, I feel people should, you know, be that way, just respect each other's music.
And I agree.
Like I said,
I agree with you 100% on that too, brother.
Say it again?
I agree with you 100% on that too, brother.
Yeah, it's just, you know, embrace each other. You know, we're a team. You know, we can't be arguing over petty, minuscule shit. Fucking rock out. That's what we all came to do. You know, we bust ass. You know, just to get up on stage and show who we are for like about 40 minutes. You know, we don't got time to argue about whose genre of metal is better or this and that. You know, it's whatever they argue about all day over YouTube comments or whatever. It's ridiculous.
You know, and it's all metal. I mean, at the end of any of the genres, name is metal. You know, there's death metal, black metal, you know, deathcore metal. It's all metal. You know, that's the thing people need to look at. You know, stop all this empty posturing and you know, chest beating and stuff, you know. It's all about do the metal. Be metal. Be proud to be a metalhead, because I tell you what, Lizzie Borden said it best back in the day, man. It's us against the world.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, heavy metal's like the underdog of all of the music. You know, because you know, all the other genres seem to just be more popular and all that. Rap and hip-hop just seems to be like the top of the food chain on music right now as far as popularity goes. You know, like all these other musicians are just getting overlooked, underrated, and underappreciated. And, you know, I mean, I love rap and hip hop too, but like you said, you know, metal's just against the world. You know, we're always having to defy the odds and overcome so much more than everybody else.
You know, we're the scapegoat of the music industry. I mean, it boggles my mind when I watch the Grammys and they have one little small metal section. You know, there's so many good bands, and even bigger than that, metal bands have a hard time making it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, hell, Black Sabbath just got put in, what, like 3-4 years ago, you know, and that's sad. Alice Cooper, same thing. And these guys were pioneers back in the day, man.
Yeah, these guys are like the founding fathers, and they're just barely getting in.
But, you know, with up-and-coming bands, you know, such as Incite and, hell, others. I mean, I just interviewed another band from Florida called Fathom a few days ago on Monday. And they play a version of music they call blackened metal. Not black metal, but blackened metal, because they do the same thing. Their core sound basically is black metal, but they borrow from classic rock, and they borrow from thrash. You know, they borrow from, you know, like groove, like Pantera style metal. And I like hearing that because it's the circle's getting complete. When bands first started out, you know, Black Sabbath, you know, even, you know, Led Zeppelin and all these bands, that's how all the subgenres came about, because they would make a whole bunch of different songs that would have all these different, you know, items that the people that created the subgenres drew from. You know, they had the thrash sounds. You know, I think Bill Ward was one of the first ones to ever play a blast beat. You know, and all these people drew from that, and then, of course, it separated, and now it's coming back to complete the circle. At least I hope it does.
Yeah.
But the great thing is, you know, the flame of metal still burns bright. There's a lot of metalheads still out there going to shows, still supporting the bands.
Yep.
And that right there is how it perpetuates itself.
Yep. Despite all the adversity, the flame still burns strong.
Right?
Yep.
Excuse me, I'm still fighting with this chest cold. It sucks.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's
man, hope you get better.
well, the area we live in, it's a real agricultural area, and they do a lot of cotton and peanut farming, and now it's harvest time. So they got all this crap floating in the air, just wanting to, you know, get into your sinuses.
Huh.
Yeah, it blows. It really blows.
Yeah, it does.
Now, tell me about, was there any pranks pulled while y'all were on tour?
Yes, there was. As a matter of fact, yeah, just, you know, some of the members, you know, each of us just messing with each other. And I think one that I can recall, I remember somebody put like this cucumber in one of the guitar techs' like box up in the butt upstairs. The cucumber sit there for no reason. Just the most random shit, you know, pop off.
Wow.
Random, all that. There was a lot more that I can't seem to recall right now, but that was one of those off the top of my head I could remember. Just weird, funny, random shit like that.
That is fucking funny. Now, was there any shows that didn't go off too well?
Yeah, I mean,
Like sound problems, anything like that?
yeah, there was, you know, throughout the entire U.S. European tour, there was, you know, not every show was perfect, but we still managed to kick ass, you know, every night. You know, maybe one night my string would blow up, or, you know, we'd have to keep playing, and the song would sound a little funny, or, you know, it's just, one that I can tell you right now, one that happened, some technical difficulties. We were in Serbia. We were playing at the gun club in Serbia, and we were jamming. Everybody was blowing shit up in the venue, and the lights walking out in complete, pitch blackness, and we were still killing shit, and it was confusing at first, because I was like, what is this, a test? I was like, see if I can play in the dark. Everybody was still raging and stuff, it was just complete pitch blackness. It was crazy. It happened to Soulfly, too, their set list, too. It was just crazy. That was like, it was an awesome show, despite of all the technical shit that went off. It was so punk rock, so raw. It was crazy.
It was very underground.
Oh, yeah, it is nuts.
Well, brother, we're going to take a break for a second. I'm going to throw on a few tunes. So, metalheads in the chat room, thank you all, by the way, for showing up and listening in. I really appreciate it. And let's see what we're going to throw up here. You a fan of Lamb of God?
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, have you had a chance to hear Zetro, who used to sing for Exodus? Have you heard his new band, Hatred, yet?
I've heard the name. I haven't heard any of the tunes yet.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up a few tunes. I'm going to throw up, let's see here. I'm going to throw up Lamb of God, Laid to Rest, Hatred, Weapons of Class Destruction, and I'll throw up a Cradle of Filth song as well, some amphetamine.
Let's rock it.
So stick around, metalheads. We'll be right back just after this. Alrighty, metalheads. We are back right here with Gene from Incite. Welcome back.
What's up, man? Let's get back to bullshit.
We're going to be doing some bullshitting, brother. And we were doing a little bullshitting, during the break, and we were talking about, how some bands they won't take time out for the fans, but you guys make it a point to. Y'all will talk to the fans after the show.
Yeah, that's one of the things I definitely respected and liked about Incite when I first came to them, is they were down-to-earth people, off stage and on, no matter where you're at, what you see is what you get. It's real genuine and authentic, and, showing everybody how it's done, how it should be as people. And it's cool, we hang out, a little bit before show, and then we get up to do our thing on stage with the fans, and we get off and hang out in the merch booth, and, sign some autographs, take pictures, talk to fans for a while about whatever, have our own bullshit sessions with them. Is really awesome, and that's what I like to do too. That's what I was doing when I would do a little bit of, beat up the local scene a little bit here in Arizona when I was jumping from band to band and stuff. I'd hang out with the fans and show my friends, do whatever, not just get up on stage and then go home.
No,
Stay and support.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Gene.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I was going to say, from a fan standpoint, it's always cool, that if you get a chance to talk to the musician, it leaves a lasting impression. Just a few words, hey man, thanks for showing up, sign an autograph, whatever. That'll mean the world to a fan.
Yeah, I know exactly how they feel, because seeing that spark in there, I've seen that on the road, we do some autographs and pictures, people, everybody would just be lit up with excitement and stuff. I was just like, I know exactly how that feels. I've been there, and I'm still going to be there, because, I still want to do that with my idols that I look up to, like, if I would meet, like, Zakk, Wylde, or Vinnie Paul, I'd just be, like, starstruck and, like, oh my God, whatever comes out of the mouth is, like, the gospel. I'm just like, yes.
Right?
I was just like, they just be saying stupid and shit. I'm like, hell yeah.
Now, I want to put this out there, too, before we get too much further. Toward the end of the interview, I will allow people in the chat room to ask questions, and, we'll go from there. I'll let you guys in the chat room know when we do that. Now, I do have Puff74 saying, hey, Gene, AOD is alive in Maryland and waiting for all-out war.
Hell yeah. Been hearing that already. Everybody's getting prepped for the new CD. They want us to come back and, well, I haven't been to Maryland yet. I mean, Incite obviously has, but I can't wait to go and meet the fans there as well.
Right on. Hey.
It's going to be exciting. way more busy. It was going to be hitting up more places more often. You know, hopefully get bigger families, meet more people, just all that stuff. Can't wait for it.
I do want to throw one shout out too. I was told that Gene's mom was listening in to the interview and want to throw this out there. Hey, Mom.
What was that?
Huh?
Heard the beat go off. Still alive?
We are live right now.
Oh, I thought something disconnected because it just got silent. I heard a beat. I was like, whoa. Just making sure.
No, we were just throwing out a shout out to your mom listening in. That's really cool of her.
Hell yeah. You know, my mom and dad always support, you know, half of my equipment that I always because of my dad. You know, my mom's always been right there alongside him, supporting, going to all my shows, doing whatever I'm involved in, you know, participating in whatever I want to get myself involved with musically. I couldn't ask for anybody else's parents, you know. You know, the greatest parents, you know, to me. So the greatest parents I just see in general, you know. I've met a lot of people's parents.
Now, Vix threw up a question. She wants to know, where are the craziest fans from the tour?
Who were the craziest?
Yeah.
Shit. Let's see. Not the entire tour. Craziest people. I think there were some crazy ones in New York. There was definitely some nuts, you know, in Germany. And I'm just trying to recall, you know, some crazy ass stuff that I've seen from what the fans are doing, how much they're raging and stuff. I don't know, I just gotta say, you know, people in like New York and Germany, some of those people I noticed were like super nuts, super into the music and everything.
Now, well, when people were pitting, did you see any fights breaking out, or if someone fell down, did you see people picking them up and helping them?
I think I might have seen one little fight break out, but it didn't last very long. But other than that, everybody was, you know, kid friendly. Everybody was just throwing each other around, having a good time. Nobody was, no confrontation, no conflict. Everybody was just having a blast from what I saw.
That's cool. That is really cool to hear.
That's what we like to see. Nobody, not literally to kill each other, even when we tell them to. We just want them to have fun.
Also, got a guy in chat room. Want me to let you know it's Jake, and he loves you, man.
I love him too.
There you go, Papalooza. Now, did any of the fans ever throw anything on stage that were maybe questionable? Anything like from panties to whatever?
That's what I can recall. I mean, there'd be a beer bottle, you know, chugged. I remember that happening in London. Like, it like barely like grazed our drummer, and I was like, whoa, I didn't even notice, you know, and then we were watching a video that somebody recorded later, and I was like, oh shit, he got missed a little bit. Yeah, there wasn't really much going on, you know, as far as people throwing crazy, you know, questionable stuff on stage.
Well, that's cool. That's calmed down a little bit then. It used to be bad. It used to be really bad.
Yeah, people kept themselves contained.
Yeah, people throwing ground meat up on stage, all kind of stuff, man. It was weird.
Yeah. Somebody, I don't remember what show it was. I just remember somebody throwing themselves up and jumping up on stage with us, and then they just run back and stage dive. It was crazy. I was like, whoa, that's a first for me.
Well, let me ask you this. Growing up, what were some of your influences? Is there one band specifically that got you into metal, or was it a series of bands?
From the beginning, when I was little, I mean, my dad brought me up on a lot of metal, different, all the big names and stuff. And the one that hit me first and what hit me, you know, the strongest the first time when I was little, and who I'm still stuck with, you know, through today is Metallica. And then, you know, all the other bands, of course, came in and influenced me on a big scale. But that was, Metallica was the first one I would name off, you know, that hit me the hardest first.
Right on. And kudos to Dad.
Yeah. What's that?
I said kudos to Dad.
Yeah.
You're growing the kids up right.
He's the best. Yeah, he knows his music. He listens to fucking. He's got a very good taste.
So you and your dad, well, you and your folks pretty close?
Yes. Yeah, we're close. I mean, you know, most of the time I'm gone from home, you know, just because I'm growing up and stuff. You know, I'm only 21 and still in that deal, you know, just growing up, doing more and more of my own thing, and, you know, this distance is becoming a little greater. And I don't see him as often, especially these days. But yeah, we kept it close for the longest time. Always go with each other, just joking around, and, you know, like we're buds, and that's how I like to have it.
That is awesome. Now, did he ever bring you to any shows when you were growing up?
My dad, he tried to take me to a lot of shows, and when I look back on it now, I wish I, you know, had a different outlook, because I didn't have the same appreciation for the music I listened to as I did when I was little. You know, my dad, you know, gave me offers to go see Metallica, and I was just, you know, being little, I was also scared. I was like, man, how's it go? My ears are going to blow up. I don't want to go, you know, just stuff like that. And I had offers to go see that. I had offers to go see, I can't remember the lineup, but they were playing at Banquet Ballpark in Arizona. I think it was, you know, I remember Pantera and Slayer, and I can't remember the rest of the lines, Megadeth and shit. And I remember he went to that show, and then I look back on it now, I'm like, son of a bitch, because I've never seen Pantera live ever. I've never gotten to get the Dimebag Darrell experience in person, and I'm just kicking my own ass about it now.
Well, we got a few questions coming from the chat room. Got a guy, Festro, asking if you got left behind anywhere in Europe. Obviously it did.
Was your name Festro too?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who that is. I'm going to give you a shout out. Yeah, I did get left behind once in Europe. And that was the single most scary experience of my life. That happened in Germany. We got done with a show one night, and we got done loading equipment out to the trailer. I went back into the venue to do a walkthrough to make sure no equipment was left behind, and I went upstairs to the second floor to the dressing room to go grab my shirt, and the British dude as I walked in started bullshitting, and took a shot of Jaeger, just talking about, you know, culture, and he wanted to visit America one day, and I told him, hell yeah, man, go check it out, man, see it for yourself. And I kept looking at the clock, because I was under the impression, I had it in my mind that I thought the bus call was 1:30 a.m., but it was really like 1, and it was like about 1:23 when I finally left the room to get back to the bus. And I get out, I step outside, there's no bus there.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh my God. And I had to, like, you know, keep blinking. I had to, like, process them. I'm like, is the bus really gone? And I start running down the street, and I run up to this one dude, one of the guys who's at the concert. I'm like, did you see which way the bus went? I'm all looking, you know, freakish and panicking. And he's like, no, I didn't see. He's like, did you get left behind? I'm like, yeah, I got left behind. He's like, come on, let's go. We got to run back to the venue. And I turn around, and in front of the venue, there was a highway curve. And I look, and the bus is coming back around, but it's going down the highway. And I start running my ass off, trying to get their attention, trying to get the driver's attention, but they kept going. I'm like, shit. And we run back to the venue, and we asked one of the people that were talking with the guy, because this happened the night before we did our music video shoot, live DVD and everything. So, you know, of all nights that we left behind, it was the night before one of the most important days ever. We did touch one of these back in the venue, and he happened to have the phone number of the guy who was help directing the music video. and he was staying on the bus with us that night. So they called him, told him to turn the bus around, you know, and they came back and got me. And
well, that's good.
I get back on the bus, and Richie Cavallera, he's filming me on his cell phone because he was getting some footage down. Because there's going to be some back scene footage on the live DVD that's going to be coming out along with the new CD, you know, a little after. So you're probably going to get to see that on this live DVD.
Awesome. We're going to look for that too, brother. We're going to look for that. I'm going to get that DVD and we're going to watch that part. And then you know what? We're going to call you up and ask you about it.
Yeah, because he filmed that, and I know that's definitely going to make that on the DVD. Yeah, so you'll get to see my, you know, true to life, you know, expression of how it was at that time. I was like, my heart dropped. I was like, oh my God, I left behind Germany. I didn't have my passport. I didn't have my wallet. All I had was my fucking Samsung digital notebook.
Wow. Yeah, I'd have been shitting bricks myself.
That was a scary time.
Now, I've got someone in the chat room named Pantalica asking if you played Brazil and what was it like?
If I played what?
If you played Brazil yet.
No, that's in the future though. In the near future, we're going to be hitting South America.
Very
so,
cool.
Yeah, look out for us. You know, we'll be by. We'll be coming soon.
Now, let's see. Vixen has asked, well, she was going to ask if you could play any stage in the world, but she says, oh, I'm sure he's already played it already. Now, is there a stage that's like your dream stage, your dream gig? Where would it be?
Oh, man. It's actually something I've barely even thought about before. I mean, in my mind, you know, what I always envision, something that would bring tears to my eyes, you know, of course, being in front of, like, a big rock festival, you know, who knows where, it's the big festival in general, you know, with, like, tens of thousands of fans in front of you. Pretty much, no, I actually have one that I can list right now. My dream stage would be to play the same stage that Metallica, AC/DC, and Pantera played at the Monsters of Rock Festival in, I think, what was it, 1991?
Yes.
There was millions of people. There was, watching that live video just blew my mind. So many people, you could not see the end of it. That would be my dream stage. To play that same exact stage with all those people.
I think that was, I believe that was a Day on the Green, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I believe that's what that was a Day on the Green. They always have shitloads of people there. I mean, thousands upon thousands of people.
Yeah, like I said, watching that live video of Pantera tear it up on that stage in fucking Moscow, Russia, that was just unbelievable. And that would be what I would say, you know, my dream stage. You know, step onto the same exact one.
I've got Demon Shifter asking, when is Incite going to start your own tour? Do y'all have any dates planned out yet?
When is Incite what?
He wants to know when Incite's going to start your own tour, or the next tour.
Oh, when we're going to get our own? I have no idea. Right now, you know, we're trying to work out, you know, getting on tour with other bands, you know, and reaching out to more audiences. But as far as I know, I have no idea. That's just, you know, all I can say is somewhere near in the future.
Well, like you were saying, you know, the CD is going to drop around November 20th, and I'm sure, you know, not long, y'all may take a break before, you know, for the holidays. So it'll probably be 2013 before you guys go on tour.
Yeah, we plan to ship out at the end of January.
Now, whenever you guys get that tour schedule, let us know, man, because, you know, me, Buffy, Vix, all of us here at Brutiful, we'll push it out and get the word out for you guys.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We definitely appreciate that. And I will definitely keep you posted the second we get dates for whatever's coming, you know, after the holidays. You'll be some of the first to know.
Oh, we appreciate that, man. As you can tell, you know, I don't know if you heard that, but the wife was back there hacking up a lung, too. We all got a case of the bubonic plague here.
Yeah.
Everyone's down with the sickness.
It sucks, man.
Yeah, it does. I don't definitely don't like being there either when I'm sick. When I get sick, I get sick. It's just a mess. And I'm glad I didn't, get seriously sick on tour.
I wanted to ask you also, you mentioned a few of the guitar players that, had some influence on you. What was the main guitar player that made you want to start playing leads, playing solos?
No question. Hands down, Dimebag Darrell.
Right on.
Straight out. Yep. I'm playing his guitars, and, this is my beginning, and I love the guitars. I've played many other guitars, and none of them just fit comfortably, personally for me, and the body of a Dean does. I can just cradle it, and obviously I could see where, Dime was coming from, why he played them too. It's just so easy to just, work the fretboard, how you can cradle the body into your own. And, just the way he plays, like, oh my God, I say the same shit that anybody else would say about how to describe his playing and why it affects me, it's just, he sounds like nobody else, he sounds like Dimebag Darrell.
No, I mean, he was very unique.
Unbelievable. And, yeah, and I just wanted to strive to, learn and do what he does and apply my own ways, and just grow from it. And, that's who I want to sound like, but also, it made me try to be original even more, just because of how unique he is. But he's definitely the one that hit me the hardest. Made the biggest impact from my guitar playing.
Man, I tell you, it was a sad day in metal, when he died.
Yeah. What was crazy back then was I barely even knew who he was, when he passed. And, then I heard about that. My dad told me, and I was like, what? And then, I watched the report, and I was like, holy shit, it hit me. It hit me in a way that other people would also say, in the same way that it's like I knew the dude. It's like I knew who he was on a personal basis, and I was like, man, he just had that connection with people. It's like, like he was your brother or best friend.
Exactly.
It made me curious, and I'm like, I gotta see what Pantera is about, because I knew the music, it's just I didn't know it that well, and then I went and listened, and it just blew my mind. I'm like, holy shit, this is my favorite band now. And I went from there, and it became my favorite band to listen to, and a band that made me want to grow.
And the great thing about
far beyond driven.
The great thing about Dimebag as a person, I mean, you can watch him on any of the the home videos they made, the Vulgar video, and you got 100% real. I mean, he was a very real guy. He loved hanging with the fans. He especially loved getting the Blacktooth grin.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I was fortunate. I got to see Pantera, a few times, and I feel very fortunate being able to say I've done that, because, I mean, it was a show and a half. I've never seen a better show. In fact, the one I saw, it was Prong, Sepultura, and Pantera. And Pantera, it was on Far Beyond Driven, and Sepultura was on Chaos AD. Now, Prong came out there, and, of course, I'm from Louisiana, and we were down in New Orleans watching the show. Prong got out there, and they were jamming, and nobody was really into them, and they made this really screwed up comment about how us Cajun fuckers don't jam like the guys in Brooklyn. So, of course, everybody got pissed and walked out, But then, all of a sudden, Sepultura kicked off, and, I mean, yeah, everybody's back in there. The pit was fucking gnarly, man. I mean, it was really hardcore. And they played all their shit, and then, Pantera kicked off, and oh my God, were they loud. It was the best light show I've ever seen. There was no technical glitches, and they just jammed the whole time. They were throwing gold cups of beer, like Dixie cups of beer to people, and not spilling a drop. Some way they could fling it out to the audience, man. People were catching it, and they were sharing beers with the audience. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
On the home videos, and I was like, damn, I wish I could have fucking been there in person to see all that and hear, just the sound, how powerful it must have been.
Man, I tell you, I don't think there'll ever be another band quite like, Pantera. Now, there is talk, I don't know if you've heard this, there's talk that the original lineup, we're talking Rex, VP,
Yep.
and
I know exactly what you're
the
talking
singer.
about.
I don't really care for him too much, but anyway, they're talking to Zakk Wylde about jumping in, and I don't know if they're going to do a series of albums or if they're going to do like a reunion tour, goodbye tour kind of a deal. But I kind of hope it comes about. I mean, there'll never be another Dimebag to sit on that stage, but if someone was to be able to fill those shoes, it would be his best friend, Zakk Wylde.
Yeah, it would. I've heard, a lot of talk about that, and I've seen an interview, being brought up still in Samo and how he felt and all this and that, and being brought up to Zakk Wylde. Zakk Wylde said, he'd be honored to do that, and he said, but it's up to the guys in Pantera if they want to do it or not. I'm curious to see how that would turn out, because, I love Zakk Wylde, too. He's like, my favorite next to Dimebag, of course, and I would just love to see how he, play Pantera songs, how that would turn out.
Well, I know watching, what he did with Randy Rhoads solos, he was very delicate with it because, the fan base for Randy is very hardcore.
Protective.
Yeah.
Very protective. And, he handled it with kid gloves and did an excellent job. Everyone was just pleased with what he did. And I'm sure he'd do the same thing with Dimebag's, stuff, because they were such great friends, I mean, why wouldn't you want to go on stage and pay tribute to his friend?
And celebrate his
So, yeah,
Yes, exactly,
so awesome.
Celebrate his life. I mean, that would be awesome.
Indeed.
Well, there goes that bubonic plague again. And no, it's not Stoner's cough there, Vixen. That's what she wrote in the chat room, Stoner's cough.
Stoner's cough.
That's okay. She'll get pink eye later. Well, we're gonna go with some off the wall questions now, Gene. Growing up, what was your favorite cartoon character?
My favorite cartoon character. There's a tie, but since you asked me for one, I would say it's SpongeBob SquarePants.
Right on.
I'm dead serious about that.
No one has said. Go ahead.
Say it again.
Go ahead, Gene.
Oh, I was saying, just because of his go-getter attitude, like when the show first started, he was just always fucking screaming out in the streets, I'm ready, and it was funny as hell, but, like, I could feel where he's coming from. I was like, hell yeah, he's ready. He was just so motivational and positive and stuff. And I was like, hell yeah, man, this is an awesome cartoon. It was just so classic and original and everything. And also, what contributes to him being, probably my favorite cartoon to watch out of anybody else is, Pantera did a remix track for one of the SpongeBob episodes called Pre-Hibernation Week. And they did a remix of Death Rattle. And you can hear it, on the cartoon, the fucking dime bombs and stuff going off and heavy-ass thrash. The SpongeBob show, and I was like, hell yeah, this is the most metal cartoon on the planet. Yeah, SpongeBob just fucking takes the cake. He's definitely, one of my top favorites.
Now, no one yet that I've asked that question to has ever said Johnny Bravo.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that your favorite?
Well, that's one of my favorites. I mean, I grew up, I was a child of the 70s, and, I really liked, like the Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny is my all-time favorite. He is the ultimate asshole ever created in cartoon fashion, I think.
Yeah, I watched this cartoon too. It's funny.
I mean,
This little dance he does, do the monkey with me. He's like, throws his arms up and sits down. Yeah, I definitely found this cartoon too.
but yeah, later on, man, when Johnny Bravo came out, I really got into Johnny Bravo. I love what he was about, you know. You know, the whole chicks did my pics. You know, I love that. Who's the prettiest man in the world? Oh, it's me. I love that shit.
So myself is funny.
Okay, well, I guess we'll take some more questions from the chat room if you guys out there are ready to go.
Bring it.
Well, got people saying Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah.
Everything's sick. Definitely on that show. They need to bring back a lot of the classic cartoons that are on, because there's only like maybe one or two that are still keeping Cartoon Network alive and Nickelodeon and shit. That's just sad, you know, because all these other cartoons are just bullshit.
Yeah, the ones they got nowadays, ever since they got rid of Saturday morning cartoons, is really, gone to shit, man.
It's for real. And like I said, there's only like maybe one or two shows that are like brand new and are still, up to par on their creativity and, comedy and all that stuff. Like my favorite new shows to watch on Cartoon Network these days is Adventure Time and Regular Show. Like those shows are so random and stuff. Like I swear the people for Adventure Time were like on acid and shit when they were making their cartoons, because I mean, you just look at the characters and everything randomly goes off, and you got the Adventure Time, what's his name, the Ice King. It's like, oh, the Ice King, what? You represent Crystal Meth, and then you got you got the character LSP, Lumpy Space Princess, and it sounds too close to LSD. It's funny. It's like subliminal, messages in the cartoons. That's what I've seen. The shows are funny as hell too, to watch, so random. Those are the new ones I like to watch that are going on these days.
Have you seen Squidbillies?
Yeah, on Adult Swim.
Oh, yeah.
So weird.
Are those guys off the chain or what?
Yeah, there's definitely some off-the-wall shit going on in Squidbillies.
That right there, I think, is about the coolest new cartoon besides Death Clock, besides Metalocalypse out there. Because Metalocalypse has it hands down nowadays.
Yeah. The cartoon that has better metal than most bands.
Right? It's funny because Death Album 1 and Death Album 2 are both the top grossing death metal albums ever, even outselling Cannibal Corpse.
And all others combined.
Yeah, that's true, and all others combined.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, he's sitting on a gold mine. They make great music.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's killer music, but at the same time, it was they got so much exposure, and everybody got to see them because they had Thunder Horse, that song. They had that on Guitar Hero too, so everybody got to hear that song. And that was who Death Clock was. And, they're on Cartoon Network. All the kids get to see that, and it's like, whoa, this is awesome. I bet if Cannibal Corpse would have been on Guitar Hero, so I bet they would be having a high gross selling amount of albums as well. But, not taking away from how good of the music, Death Clock's putting out, because like I said, they're making such music that most bands these days are. It's funny, because they're a cartoon. And I've seen them in concert too. They had the real dudes go up there and play their music, and it was so sick. They had like a projector going off in the background with the cartoon music videos and shit. It was awesome.
Let's see, got a question. Chris wants to know if you're going to chill with us this weekend.
I'll probably going to be over there after this interview.
Right? Yeah. Use the phone.
I'm like right down the street from him too. It's funny because you don't tune in listening to him from down the street.
I have to agree with got a guy in here, Battlecock, from the band Battlecock, and I agree. Death Clock is the shit. I haven't had a chance to see him live because when me and the wife were living in Vegas, they actually came and played at UNLV, but you had to be a college student to go see them. So we kind of got screwed on that pooch, but we wanted to go. We were thinking about sneaking in,
Screwed on that pooch.
Let's see. Now, what things do you do outside of music? What are some of your hobbies?
Some of my hobbies, you could actually see some of my hobbies on my YouTube channel, you know, because I believe Vic sent you sent or my YouTube channel, you look over some of the videos and some of the stuff that I do when I record and stuff, and some of my side hobbies, like, you know, I'm a little bit of a lyricist as well as a guitarist. I like to write rap lyrics, you know, because heavy metal and hip hop, you know, they're both my biggest, like, things that drive me, the biggest things, you know, wake me up in the morning. I'm like, hell yeah, you know, I love to listen to hip hop as well as, you know, heavy metal, and I love to write, you know, rap lyrics, and I got lyrics written up and stuff of my own original, and, you know, you can see on my YouTube channel, I've touched some rap covers as well, like some songs that I like a lot by artists, you know, like Devil Wolf, one of my new favorite rap artists of today, you know, he's from Gadsden, Alabama, and he's a really talented artist.
Oh, right on.
And, you know, I like to embrace my roots because, you know, my dad, he also brought me up on hip-hop and rap, you know, some of the best MCs, you know, that ever were. And so I'm just embracing that, and that's my hobby that I like to do when I'm not playing guitar, you know, or writing, you know, metal or listening to it. You know, I love to listen to rap, I love to write it, and I love to sing along to it.
Now, Buffy was telling me that you study martial arts?
I study martial arts?
Or do you study martial arts? I don't know, she said something about Bruce Lee.
Does he like?
Oh, I mean, I would love to study some martial arts, you know, to discipline my body and whatnot. But I definitely love, like, watching the movies, you know, like Bruce Lee or Ip Man or Ong Bak. I love when
Oh yeah, you said the right word there, Ong Bak.
Ong Bak's sick. I was actually watching that earlier before the interview.
I hadn't seen Ong Bak when we first moved out here. My best friend lives out here, and all of us are really into martial arts movies. And he introduced me to Ong Bak, and oh my God, we watched 1, 2, and 3 back to back.
Yep.
And that guy is the shit.
That guy's amazing.
I'm trying to remember his name. Tony.
Lee, L.I.?
No, it's not Lee. I can't remember his name. I have to look it up. But
his acting name, I think it's King. Well, I don't know. I think his name changes in the second and third one, but the first one, his name was King or something. His actor name.
But remember, we used to make fun of Blake about how he pronounced the last name. He said it in a German fashion. It was like, dude, the guy's from Bangkok, Thailand. He's not German. I'll have to look it up. That's going to bug the piss out of me now. But yeah, man, we watched all the special features and how there's no stuntmen. Anybody falling from a couple stories up, they're falling from a couple stories up. There's no wires or nothing like that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. And tripping out about those movies.
Tony Jaa. There you go.
Doing that shit.
Thank you, Festro.
Oh yeah, he would say yeah.
Yeah, he would say Tony Jaa. That's what it was. It's Tony Jaa. Now there was another movie. I'm trying to remember the name of it with Michael Jai White. You know the one I'm talking about, Bones. It had Kimbo Slice in it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, Kimbo?
Oh yeah, I love some Kimbo Slice, bro.
I've seen some of his street fighting videos on YouTube. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, he didn't do very well with the UFC, but you know.
Yeah, I saw that turn out too.
The good thing about Kimbo, though, I mean, he's a real dude. When he did go to the UFC, he took his training serious and he gave it his best shot, you know. Yeah, but yeah, as far as his street fighting and all his YouTube stuff, man, that was some funny stuff there.
Yeah.
I love Kimbo, man. That dude, he's about as real as it gets. I'll tell you what, Gene, let me go ahead and pop some more tunes up for a few.
Throw 'em up.
Let's see what we got up here in the mix. I've got some Death.
Sounds good. Some Chuck Shoulder.
Oh yeah, I got some Crystal Mountain. How about some Disincarnate? And some Disincarnate? Some good old death metal? And I'll even put on some Brian Posehn, More Metal Than You. That's the comedian.
Metal anthem.
Oh yeah, the dude is fucking awesome, man. He is total metalhead. I love Brian Posehn. Well, metalheads in the chat room, thanks again for tuning in. We're going to take a break, listen to Death, Crystal Mountain, Disincarnate, Stench of Paradise Burning, and Brian Posehn, More Metal Than You. You listen to the Bullshit with Bob show right here on Brutiful Metal Radio. Stick around, we'll be right back. Welcome back, metalheads. You're listening to Brutiful Metal Radio, Bullshit with Bob show, and we are here with Gene. I'm going to try to pronounce your name again. Macazan? Macazan, I got it right that time. From Incite.
Alright, man, just the first to, have to look at the name and see if you can get it right the first try.
Well, Gene, I really, I want to thank you, man, for taking the time out to come and, bullshit with us. Really, I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys more than having me come on to the show. It's an honor. Awesome.
And I'm telling you, now that you've been on the Bullshit with Bob show, you are part of the Brutiful family now.
Hell yeah.
So, like I said, go ahead.
I should keep it brutal all around now. Hell yeah.
There you go. But seriously, once the CD drops, man, we're gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna do a review on it and post it up, and then I'd like to bring you back on. We can talk about the songs, and hopefully around that time, y'all have maybe some ideas of where y'all gonna tour at. I know y'all gonna tour as much as y'all can, everywhere.
Yep.
Now, I did want to ask you a few questions. On tour, did you ever have like see a father-son moment between Max and Richie?
I saw that every night.
Right on.
Every night during the shows, Soulfly, Max and his band Soulfly, him and his kids, Zion Cavalera, Igor Cavalera, Rich Cavalera, they all wrote a song together, and it's on the new Soulfly record called Enslaved. It's the last song on the record. It's called Revengeance, and that's on the set list for Soulfly. And every night, Zion, Igor, and Richie, they get up on stage with Max, and they sing and play drums to the song. They each, Igor, Max, and Richie have their own verses. Zion plays the drums for it. I see that family moment every night. It's so
wow.
awesome to see. You guys definitely, if they come to you guys as part of town, you guys gotta come and check it out for yourself. It's awesome.
That's got to be, a pretty cool perspective too, to be able to watch that from behind the scenes.
What's that?
So, that's got to be a pretty cool perspective, be able to, be behind the scenes and watch this take place.
Yeah, definitely.
Metal.
It's awesome.
I mean, that's really fucking metal. Now, I want to go ahead and throw out your links again. I'm sure, like I said, I know Vix will be jumping on this in the chat room here in just a second. People can find Incite on Facebook. I believe y'all are under Incite Band, correct?
Yeah, you can find us through Incite Band, or you can just type up Incite, INCITE, and you'll find the band's page easily.
And we can find you also on YouTube. I'm sure that you can. You have a Reverb Nation page. Do y'all have a MySpace page or anything like that, or Twitter?
Yeah, I believe there's a Twitter account for Incite.
Oh, Buffy's or Vixen's on it. Look at her go. Here she goes. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
She kicks ass.
She does kick ass, man. Vixen rules. Oh, she got. Oh, you forgot the www on the Incite Band window, Vix. That's a fail right there. Oh, MySpace Incite 1. Big smiley face. Now, Vix, if you would, throw up Gene's page again. And if you still have the link to him shredding, throw that up as well. Let everybody get a chance to check out Gene shredding. That was some awesome shredding too, by the way.
Where? One of my YouTube videos?
Yeah, she posted up a link earlier. So I guess it was a video of you throwing down some leads, man.
Oh yeah, I think it's just called Art of Shredding. Yeah, it's just a minute and a half video, just doing, some improv shit. Because that video, the whole background on that video was, I think, about 2 years ago. Was I think that's how old the video is now. Radio station down here in Arizona, 93.3 KBKB. They were having a Build-A-Band competition, and they were taking local musicians from around the valley, and they're trying to compile a super group. And I auditioned. I sent that video into them to be their guitar player for the super group, but I didn't get in because I was too young at the time. They needed 21 and older. I was like 19. Yeah, I was like 19 when I stayed down with it. They wouldn't audition me because I was too young.
Well, she did post it up. She got your YouTube. You got the Reverb Nation page up. Thank you, Vix. I really appreciate you. I tell you, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, she had to search the reverb. That's okay. You did it, and you found it. So you get your gold star for the night. You get to sleep inside tonight.
No pink eye.
No pink eye. I'll hold off. Tomorrow's a new day, though. Tomorrow's a whole new day. You don't never know what's going to happen, But she earned her keep tonight.
Right.
Love you, sis. Well, I want to take the time here to thank everybody for showing up. Of course, we got Vix, we got Tom from Blood Lubricant, we've got Battlecock, of course we got Gene in the chat room as well, Papaloza, Puff74, Festro 2, and Demon Shifter, and we got someone named Woogie Pie that are in the chat room. And thank you all for showing up, tuning in, and listening to the Bullshit with Bob show, listening to me and Gene sit here and talk metal and talk about Incite and everything that's happening with Incite.
And bullshit.
Yeah, and lots of bullshitting. That's what it's all about, brother.
I appreciate everybody that invited on Facebook coming, and listening to the interview and stuff. I can't even express my gratitude for all the support you guys have given me over, for as long as I've been doing this music thing.
Oh, thank you, Demon Shifter. You said, you're welcome, Bob. Awesome show. And I'll tell you what, Demon Shifter, as soon as we get some of your tunes and get you uploaded, we may bring you in on the show one day, too. So, keep that in mind there, bro. Hit me up. You can find me facebook.com /sludge dude, or you can find my page facebook.com /bullshit with Bob. Brutiful Metal Radio, also located on Facebook. Just hit us up, man. And I love bullshit, and I do it 2 to 3 times a week.
I'd also like to make one last shout out. I'd also like to one last shout out to Incite. I want to thank them personally for having them find me. Well, I went and found them, but having them give me an opportunity and a shot. Take me out there, prove myself and be lucky enough to be with them and make music with them. It's an honor.
Hell yeah, it is, man.
I'm really grateful to them.
And yeah, throw that out as well. Thanks to, Richie, Max, Gloria, Igor, the whole bunch. I mean,
Tribe.
The tribe, yes. Those guys have been in the biz a long time. I've been a fan of, when they were in Sepultura from Beneath the Remains, And, I mean, they've really were, Max and Igor, man, they really had a lot to do with developing metal, thrash and death early on. And, all metalheads owe them some gratitude. Exactly. And that may be something, when y'all go on tour again, you could pick on Max about. Just saying, you know, hey, Grandpa, can you tune my strings for me? You might want to run after that, but, you know, just saying. You can tell him bullshit when Bob said that. I'll run. I'll be screaming like a little girl, no! No Buddy Roots, no! Well, Gene, thanks again, brother, for taking the time out, coming and talking with us, and shooting the shit with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It was awesome. Definitely need more interview guys like you, doing interviews. Just like it's hanging out, chilling. Awesome.
All my metalheads out there listening in right now, all the listeners that are not in the chat room, plus the ones that are in the chat room, hang tight. We're going to do some more jamming. And we'll be right back in a few. Gene, if you would, stay on the phone for me just for a few minutes.
Of course.
All right, metalheads. We're going to switch now from the Bullshit with Bob show over to my metal school show, so enjoy. And we're going to be jamming metal all night long. So stick around. Here we go.